I think for everybody watching, we'll just get your names from yourselves so they know who's who.
Maura Byrne Davis.
You're
Maura Davis.
Margie Fitzpatrick Donegan.
Nice.
And Mary Fitzpatrick Markey.
Beautiful. Now I'm thinking, we don't know the exact date, hopefully we'll find out. But were you guys, when you're walking back from the shops, you have your chalk ices, you have your messages, when somebody stopped you to take a photograph, what did you think? Were you surprised? Were you delighted?
Oh, it isn't.
I think surprised more than anything.
Yeah, surprised.
Absolutely delighted. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get home to tell my mother, we're going to be on the first page of the Irish Times. And she said, don't be ridiculous.
So you probably had a few days to wait before it did appear. I don't know how quickly.
Right, yeah. It was.
About a week, was it?
No, not quite. I don't think.
no.
I think it was about 4 days.
So
Yeah.
But then it was replicated, wasn't it, in some of the other papers?
Yes, it would have been.
Was
Right.
John Lewis with us?
No, it's only the three of us.
So I'm trying to think of the thrill, because now everybody has to photograph. It appears on social media every day. But back then,
You know where Barry Brown lived
Yeah.
up that lane. I don't know who was in the house at the time, but there was a man called Mr. White. Mr. White with grey hair, and he came in and told my mother, I see the girls on the front page of the Irish Times. And then
Wow.
she believed me.
when did you guys get to see it then? Did you go? I don't know if you got a copy that
Well,
day
he
or.
brought in a copy that
Oh, he
day.
brought it in, all right.
He was up in Brady's getting his own Irish Times, and he must have bought a spare one.
Right. And can you remember the feeling? Because it must have felt like.
Oh, should we thought we were famous, didn't we?
We did. I didn't believe a thing. And then the next day it appeared, or 2 days later it appeared in the paper, and I thought, oh my God, yeah.
So I'm guessing for at least a week you were like the Kardashians, like you were famous all over Delgany, and did people in school react? Did other people know?
No, you see, it must have been the summer holidays,
Ah, okay.
because I don't remember anything about school.
But it was a quieter place anyway
Right.
in those days. So,
Yes.
and you didn't get many compliments in those days either.
Nobody on Facebook saying I love you or whatever. But no, it must have been during the holidays.
Right. Now a lot of people would sort of naturally regard their childhood as the most perfect time in life, because there's a certain kind of everything's brand new, everything's wonderful, and you don't think about the hard parts of life. You just think about today and about chalk ice and about a bit of fun. I don't know if you guys know that that's always going to be the way, or I don't know how you feel when you look back. Do you sort of think, well, that was the best time, or is it fair? Because kids today would say, well, this is the best time. How do you feel about Delgany of that era compared to now?
Well, I just didn't think about it. I just thought it was great. Like we were going to be on the paper.
Right,
That's the first
right.
thing I thought of. And I thought,
But I
oh
mean,
my
Delgany
God,
has changed
this
so
is
much. I
brilliant.
mean,
Yeah.
I personally hate it at the moment. I just
Right.
hate it because it will never be what we love to eat.
Nah, yes.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, there is that feeling that they're putting at least a town inside a village at this point, just trying to squeeze.
Very
Yeah.
free and easy.
Very free,
Yeah.
old-fashioned, plenty of cows and
Whatever. Yeah, you
You
would
can eat them anywhere, and the sheep too.
yeah.
No Belgian sheep.
Right.
No,
Well, there we go. Like
Belton's
even where you are now, the Noel Belton's kind of old building is probably going to be changed dramatically. I would imagine over the. There is a preservation, but it'll become, I'm sure, a fancy apartment or. Yeah. Well, who knows? But the hope would be that used to be actually a straw hat factory, the Bellevue, and so it's lovely history there. So there's hoping that stays the same. But it would be fair to say that much of Delgany has changed. Is there any kind of feeling of optimism though? Do you feel, well, it's the people, it's the sense of the history is important? I don't, because there is a lot of people who don't feel good about Greystones or about Delgany's massive changes.
These don't live here anymore.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
the only one who lives
Very
here.
clever.
No, I live in Bray.
Okay. But when you come back and right, yes. But the changes, I don't know if there's any part of you that's actually thinking, well, there's good changes, because it's so easy to sort of feel.
Good changes.
Yeah.
No, I can't
Right.
think of any.
But we love the time that we had.
but that's
going.
not now.
Yeah.
No, not now. No.
Right.
The thing that you get a drink of water at the bottom of the hill, whatever
At
you call
the
it.
Right.
There was a pump in our day.
Right. Well, it was a river too as well there, so that's always handy. But I gotta say that there's obviously a generation who would feel, well, they have a huge amount of fun down at the harbour because they can do their kayak or their boats and all that. And I mean, every child would sort of feel this is my time, this is my world. So I would hope that there is some of that still out there, that there's still magic for a certain generation.
I hope
Yeah.
so, but no, there's not.
Well, there are no rivers anymore where you could catch tadpoles
Right.
and pinkeens and all of that. We go around with our jars with our pinkeens in it.
Yeah.
Come down to collect the leaves for your granny.
You never see
We had
that.
hens, and
Oh, right.
we sent up the garden to get the eggs, and then we'd be pulling the hen up by her tail.
And we'd have to go and collect bedding for them.
Right.
And that was down on that hill as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But that when you look at that photograph, the kind of casual happiness is there, because you're not posing, you're not looking at the cameraman and all that. Yeah, I'm sure you probably recognise, well, I was very happy in those days. That was a lovely time. And,
We were
Right.
all very happy. We never had any, thank God, we never had any, touch wood. We never
Yeah.
had any dramas.
And most
or-
days we were just together playing around,
Yeah,
you know.
and Easton was a guest house. You know where Easton is up the road?
Yes.
It was a guest house, and they had fields and had a donkey. I remember being on the donkey one time, and I had my Holy Communion socks on, and I fell over the other side into the muck. My Holy Communion socks.
I remember my tadpoles, very few of them, turning into frogs.
nice. Well, I do think, as I said, that every generation, it's like the music you grew up on is always going to be the best music ever. And I think my childhood now, I grew up in Delgany, Blackberry Lane, and like that, tadpoles and all that. But I do try to hold on to the idea, well, of course, it's every generation is going to have their best music and their best times and all that. So,
We had the INF Hall, which is no longer there,
All right.
on the Bellevue Hill.
Okay.
And that's where I went to my first dance.
that's the Foresters Hall thing, isn't
Yes,
it?
that's right.
Yes.
And there was always the flower show and things
Yeah.
like that happening in it.
This is Turpin over where Melwood is, you know.
Oh, right.
Over that road.
Yes.
It used to have a summer fete, remember over
Yes,
there?
right,
yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
good buddies.
And
And
good
then we
buddies had a
used to
fete.
walk down the glebe, as they
Yeah.
call it, and up the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we remember one night we were sitting in Miss O'Donnell's field and we were singing Helen Shapiro and learning the words, we're teaching each other the words of it, and Miss O'Donnell said, "Get out of this field now."
And just to wrap up, for some reason, you three look like you got up to mischief, though. You just have that look about you. Were you, I don't know if there was
not
anything that
really.
you...
There was
No.
We certainly, we never did anything wrong.
No,
Right.
because we
The only
would be
thing I remember-
chastised anyway if we did.
Oh, smoke.
Oh, maybe smoking, yeah.
We
Grabbing the
used to-
odd stray cigarettes off the ground and...
We would save the money to buy one cigarette.
Wow.
And I
And it
remember,
would be treated.
yeah, do you remember when I remember a new cigarette came out and the packet of 20 was like a 10 packet.
Okay.
And Kathleen MacDonald was going to the shop and we asked her to.
Oh, that's
We
right.
asked her to
For a
we
cigarette.
gave her the money, you see, for 10. She
Right.
brought back 20. And we used to smoke down in the old clubhouse.
That's right, yeah.
Where the, you know where the old clubhouse was?
Well, no, this in Blackberry Lane or the... I'm thinking of which clubhouse?
Clubhouse of the golf.
Oh, okay, all right, sorry, right, okay, yes.
Right in the wall of John Lewis's. We take out a big stone, put the cigarette.
It was the artisans part, that part. The clubhouse was the
What they
artisans.
used to
Yeah.
It wasn't the big one.
So there was
No,
mischief.
no, the old one.
The very old, older than that.
Older than the club. No, it was the clubhouse. The older club.
There's definitely mischief then. I knew it. I knew there was mischief. And you
The only
see...
thing I remember
Oh, yeah.
is, you remember, I don't know whether you were with me now or not. We used to pick raspberries over in
Yeah.
Catholic. You know where Catholic used to live?
Yeah, Catholic, yeah. Well, it's Thornbury now, like that estate,
Yeah,
yes.
but I can't remember the lady's name that owned it at that stage, and she had loads of raspberries, and she used to go pick. We used to get
Ah, nice.
There were always wild
tuppence or
strawberries.
something.
Yeah.
Well, we were picking these raspberries for her, and the minute we see her going out, we'd run over and steal a few strawberries. That was the only
More and
bad
more mischief coming out here
thing. That was
now.
the only
Yeah,
bad thing
I know.
I remember.
A lot-
That and the cigarette were the two bad
Cigarettes,
ones that
yeah.
we shared, a cigarette.
A lot
We
of
never bothered with drinks. We didn't.
a lot of people watching will notice the fact that you all seem quite, very healthy, very happy. You still seem to have a little bit of mischief in you. Is there any kind of secret to this? Maybe it's just a simple childhood that set you on the road to be healthy and happy. But you seem very.
Just happy, yeah, we were just
Yeah.
happy as children.
And
Right.
lucky to meet the right men, maybe get married.
Right.
If they're not around.
And you're definitely not drunk.
No.
No.
6 and after 6.
There you go.